Howdy, seventh grade. I'm pretty sure today's going to be a fairly short lesson because it's kind of just expanding on something we've done before, which is using unit multipliers. So we're going to start off with a little bit of review. We're going to talk about how to do that how we have before, but today we're going to talk about how to use more than one of them, so multiple. So in the past, when we've used unit multipliers, it's been a question that would ask something like, how many inches are in 3 feet? So if I want to figure out how many inches are in 3 feet, what I want to know is what relates an inch to a foot. Because if I don't know anything about inches and feet, there's no way I can answer this question. So I'm going to start off by saying 12 inches is equal to 1 foot. If you know that, awesome. If you didn't know that, check out a ruler somewhere. So what we're going to do here, we've talked about this a little bit before, just like one class I think, is we start off by drawing a T-chart. So for this T-chart, we're going to write what we start with here. So this right here is going to be what we start with. And we start with our 3 feet. So I'm going to put my 3 feet right there. Now I don't want it in feet, I want it in inches. This is what I want. So I don't want feet, I want inches. So I'm going to put inches here. And I want to get rid of feet. So what we're going to look at is right now feet is on the top of the fraction. We know if we have something on top and on bottom of a fraction that we can cancel it. So what I want to do is I want to put feet on the bottom. So I'm going to put feet on the bottom here. And then we want to look at what relates inches and feet. Thankfully we have this equation. So I know that 12 inches is equal to 1 foot. I can line that up. And then I can just go through and multiply. So we have 3 feet and 12 inches on top. 3 feet times 12 inches divided by 1 foot. So I have feet on top and feet on bottom. They're going to cancel out. So now I have 3 times 12 inches. 3 times 12 is 36. Still have my inches up there. So make sure we keep this unit there. Then we're going to divide by the 1. And 36 divided by 1, I hope, is 36 inches. Just like that, we are done. So our strategy again is going to write our T-chart, try to cancel out what we can by putting things on opposite sides. Don't draw those on your notes, that'd make it look real messy, but we're going to cancel out what we can by making it on opposite sides, and we're just going to run from there. So the next question is, what if there's more than one thing we have to convert? And there's normally 2 different ways this looks like. So I'm going to start with something that looks very similar to this, but I'm going to say how many square inches are in 3 square feet. So how many square inches are in 3 square feet? So if I have 3 square feet, how many square inches is that? And to do this, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I know that right now I have 3 square feet. So that's what I'm starting with, is 3 feet squared, 3 square feet. And I want to end up with square inches. So what I need to do is cancel out one of these feet. But instead of writing this as feet squared, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to write out the whole thing. So another way to write feet squared would be to write feet times feet. So a square foot is the same thing as a foot times a foot. And now I need to convert this. So I know I need to get rid of a foot. So I'm going to put foot on the bottom to get rid of it. And I want to go to inches. So I'm going to use my same thing we used last time, where we know that 12 inches equals 1 foot. And I'm going to go to inches here. So 12 is with inches, 1 is with feet. And then I know that this foot will cancel out with that foot right there. But I still have this pesky foot in the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this one more time. I'm going to say 12 inches is equal to 1 foot. And what that's going to do for me is cancel out this foot on the bottom, that foot on top, and I no longer have any feet. If I look, I have inches times inches, and inches times inches is going to be inches squared. So now I can do 3 times 12 inches times 12 inches over 1 times 1. 3 times 12 times 12 is the same as 3 times 144. inches times inches is going to be inches squared divided by 1. And I'm going to do this by long multiplication just because some of us are struggling with that a little bit. So if I'm multiplying 144 by 3, let me see if I can do this the way y'all do. I'll start with 3 times 4, which is 12. I move over 1, so I'll add a 0. 3 times 4 is 12. Move over another 1, so I need another 0. 3 times 1 is 3. And I'll add all these up, and I get 2, 3, 4, 432. So that would be 432 inches squared would be how big 3 square feet is in square inches. So now that we have that, there's one more kind of problem I want to show y'all, which is where we actually start with 2 different kinds of units. So I want to know what is, let's do 3 meters per second in kilometers per hour. So kilometers per hour is something that they use a lot, like in Europe, or basically anywhere but the United States, because kilometers are a lot nicer than miles when you're measuring things, and hours and seconds we know the difference of. So I'm going to write these down just to relate seconds and hours. We know that there are 60 seconds in a minute. I also know that 60 minutes equals 1 hour. And if you're really on top of things, you might know that there's 3,600 seconds in 1 hour. So now that we know that 3,600 seconds is an hour, we still need to relate our meters to kilometers. And I'll just give you guys that 1,000 meters is equal to 1 kilometer. So here in the United States, we have like 5,200 feet as a mile or something ridiculous like that. Everywhere else, they just use this nice 1,000 meters is 1 kilometer, which makes all the math work out really, really easily, I hope. So we're going to start with 3 meters per second. And when I write this, 3 meters per second is already a fraction, so I'm going to start it right here, 3 meters per second, and then we're going to draw our t-chart. So the first thing I want to do is I want to get rid of meters. Meters right now is on top, so to cancel it, I need to write it on bottom. And I can relate meters with kilometers. So I'm going to write kilometers here. And I know that 1,000 meters is 1 kilometer. And meters are going to cancel out. So now I have kilometers where I want it, which is great. But I still have this second here that I need to get rid of. So since it's on the bottom, to cancel it out, I need to write seconds on top. And I know that 3,600 seconds is equal to 1 hour. I'll put hour on the bottom, which is the one that I want. And I'll write 3,600 seconds is 1 hour. Seconds is going to cancel with seconds, just like that. And I should be able to multiply this all out. So I have my 3 times 1 kilometer times 3,600 divided by 1,000 times 1 hour. So if I go through, 3 times 3,600 is going to give me, let's see, that would be 3 times 36 is 90 plus 18, so that would be 108. So 10800, and my kilometers stick around, divided by 1,000 hours. So I have 800 kilometers, or 10,800 kilometers divided by 1,000 hours, and that division would give me 10.8 kilometers per hour after I do that division right there, and I am good to go. In any case, that's how this works. If y'all could do the lesson practice, that'll make you real prepared for class, and I will see y'all when you get here. Have a delightful rest of your day.